So, and Ian, you've been working with Tim on the campaign team along
Yep.
with Devo Connect from the outset. There seems to be a lot of uncertainty about what the government's failure to secure an exemption in the TCA really means for those who rely on touring for a living, not just in the UK, but across the whole of Europe.
Yep.
What can you tell us about that?
Well, I'll just give you a quick, very brief intro who I am. I've been involved in the music industry around 40 years in general creative arts, run 2 agencies for 20 years. And in the back of that, I've been a musician, touring engineer, sound engineer, as you can probably see, and have worked for many years working on logistics within the EU in both directions. So the problem we've got is, of course, that we are totally, I'm trying to be polite, but totally screwed in terms of being able to tour easily and effectively now in both directions. It's actually in some ways easier for EU citizens because they only have one country to come into, that's the UK, but I'm going to return to that in a moment. But for us as UK citizens touring around the EU, you have 27 different options or regulations because all the countries are sovereign. So you have, even if some of them whose allowances range from 1 day, up literally 1 day, up to 90 days in any 1 year, you still have to inform the authorities in all those places. I'm going to reflect that now, why it's a problem for the EU or the EU creatives. The problem EU creatives have is that many of them have for many years collaborated with UK creatives. So that is now much more difficult. Not only that, I am inundated generally since I started UK Ukeartswork. It's a free site I started a year ago for pre and post Brexit advice, totally free, apolitical, free, because I could see this coming. EU citizens do not know clearly what they need to do to come into the UK to work as creatives. There are actually 3 different routes, but as far as I'm aware, and I've done a lot of checking on this, the UK government have not reached out to those music creative arts export officers around Europe to welcome them into the UK. There's no clear advice. The one clear route, which is the cheapest route, which is called a certificate of sponsorship route, has not been put out there at all. I've got people constantly contacting me saying, how do I get into the UK once the pandemic is over? What do I need to do? Do I need a carnet? Which, no, if you're just carrying portable instruments, but that's another issue. You need a carnet, you need to register for VAT, you need an EORI number, which is allowing you to sell merchandise in and out of the UK and EU. There are exemptions on that, but it's complicated. And the problem is, at the moment, EU citizens, I'm using the EU because you've asked me the question from that perspective, EU creative citizens from across all of the arts and crew, dancers, musicians, actors, film technicians, sound engineers, lighting engineers, not even to mention logistics and cabotage. That'll freak everyone out because look it up, I'm not even going to go there. Cabotage basically screws the whole of the logistics industry in terms of movements within the EU and the UK in both directions, because the trade deal actually overwrote laws that were pre-existing the EU. It's a massive problem. So to be more concise in everything I'm going to say, because I could talk for hours, as most people who know me would tell you, to be more concise, we need desperately, as a first step in all of this, because in some ways it's the easiest thing to solve out of everything I'm talking about. We need a work permit and visa waiver of some description that covers UK and UK touring personnel and anybody associated with the infrastructure for creative arts to be able to work easily, or as easily as possible. Brexit's over and done at the moment. Well, it's not done, it will go on for the next 30 years, we know that. But in reality, that's gone. We now need solutions. We don't need to talk about what happened. We need to talk about solutions now to allow all of our creative industries to be able to work in the EU and in both directions. I'll say one last thing before I finish. I have never really delved much more beyond film, video, and music within my work over the last 30, 40 years. I have been approached by ballet dancers. I've been approached by actors. I have been approached by models, all of which this is creating chaos for. Dancers and ballet at the moment, most of the time they go over, not just to work, but to audition. And if they're 90 days in 180, is taken up with audition time. So all of a sudden, they need a visa. They need an extended visa to be able to attend work and auditions in the EU. I'll not say any more than that. I'll put in the chat the Ukeartswork.info thing, but I started with Tim and the Carry On Touring team because of what I was doing with that. And I am delighted to support this, and we're not stopping. If anyone's listening out there from the government, this will never end until there's a solution. The creative arts industry as one is together, and really we're very, very determined. Thanks, Andrew. Hope that was okay.
Thank you very much, Ian.